So think about it. AI is not actually built in isolation. And how do these collaborations drive AI innovation? What does it take to scale AI-powered solutions globally? And that's exactly what we're delving into in our next session. So please join me in welcoming our esteemed panelists. As a member of the Wipro Executive Board, Sanjeev leads global business operations, delivering excellence, IT, information security, and of course, driving client-centric growth. With over 30 years of experience, he has scaled global capability centers. Please, let's welcome onto our stage Chief Operating Officer at Wipro. Put your hands together for Mr. Sanjeev Jain. With a career spanning 3 decades, he's played a pivotal role in Infosys data as well as AI digital and cyber business strategies. As a member of NASSCOM's Executive Council, he continues to shape the tech industry's evolution. Put your hands together for Satish HC, Executive Vice President and Chief Delivery Officer at Infosys. And guiding this discussion, we have our host coming and joining us, a seasoned leader with 24 years of experience when it comes to driving strategic partnerships, digital information across startups as well as Fortune 100 companies. Please, let's welcome Amit Anshu, Head GSI and ITES at AWS India.
I cannot do a better job of introducing the topic the way you did, so thank you so much. Wonderful speakers, leaders, 2 of my favorite companies. So hoping to have a great conversation. So in the last couple of days, we have had some very rich, very fascinating conversations, right? We talked about the role of technology to empower human. We talked about how that, empowerment can really unlock a human innovation or human-led innovation. We talked about how innovation can be mobilized, right, to really power human-centric economy yesterday, right? And then we also dived deep a bit into getting rich foresight into AI and consciousness. We talked about, what the shape and form of human-machine interaction can be in the near future. And we also talked about fusion of quantum and generative AI and how it can really unlock abundant value for the enterprise. So I think we discussed it all, right? But one thing I think which is very critical, right, and sometimes understated, is the role or the pivotal role of partnerships, right? Or the role of, or the ability of building a global ecosystem of partnerships which can really amplify all of these outcomes in the most desirable manner, right? And I think that is what we will be talking about today. So Satish, before we kind of go into partnerships, let me start with you, right? Infosys has been one among the first to come out with AI-first enterprise vision. You have an industry-leading Topaz framework, right? To talk to us about how it has been doing, how has the journey been till now?
Yeah. So, with the advent of Gen AI, we looked at it and reviewed whether is this a disruption or is this an opportunity. Then it was very clear that it was a big opportunity. So we did do a deep dive to work with a broad range of partners from chip OEMs to hyperscalers to tech OEMs and startups. And then what we learned in that process, it was very clear that there is a huge opportunity in either helping your clients or yourself in being either AI first or AI augmented. And those learnings is what inspired us to go after this vision of transforming ourselves and what we do in services, but also accelerate our clients, which are enterprises, in their journey of innovation. And as part of this, it's not just about inspiring ourselves, but happy to share that we've also inspired many of our clients. In fact, one of our client CEOs looking at what we shared, took the ambition of being the AI first bank in their region. So we've been able to influence a lot more stakeholders around us, not just ourselves. And the way this journey has been for us, see, we look at AI as something which is unleashing the new division of labor, which is humans plus machines plus algorithms. This is also transforming enterprise architectures to be more cognitive. And the net result is, as you harness this, you have to put a lot of deep foundations within an enterprise. It could be in the form of, how do you do AI tooling, to how do you drive innovation and orchestration. And whatever we've learned with these experiences, we felt the pivot for enterprises is actually to be focused on services as software, and then drive this adoption across the enterprise. So we experimented with about 23 odd services that we have, and then about 25 odd functional verticals. How do you become AI first in those aspects of business? And the learnings from this we have published in the form of the 10 imperatives for enterprises to think about as they go about adopting AI. So I think this is a very transformative agent at play, but it has to be industrialized. And that's where partnerships become very crucial, because there is still a significant amount of work in co-innovation and then collaboration to drive evolution of standards, governance frameworks, and also safety and security of AI. So those would be some of the areas that we are working on.
So I agree with you, and I think I love the way multidimensionally you are sort of addressing the problems of your customer and how you are evolving your own approach. Sanjeev, coming to you, you have, again, an AI 360 framework. You talk about integrating products, tools, solutions into every part of operations, internal or external for your customers. Same question, how is Wipro, or if you want to answer on behalf of the tech services, how are the Indian tech services companies differentiating it in the marketplace right now with this capability?
Yeah, sure. So to me, as I reflect back, we were an early starters. June 2023, I still remember, we made a commitment of $1 billion in AI. And what I see happen very quickly is, and if I remember, it reminds me of when I learned car driving. When you learn to drive a car, you actually just need to know how to hold the steering, so you're having the right direction, and how to put the brake when it's required. So actually, we early on put our headset on getting a direction of the steering, which meant we actually created talent at scale. We thought we had to really invest in talent at scale. And for talent at scale, we actually launched awareness modules on AI. And to keep the brake, we also added responsible AI. I think it was very, very important for us that as we were creating the talent at scale, infusing AI, we wanted to understand what AI means, create learning paths, and then also have responsible AI modules. Very happy to say in about 9 months, entire Wipro population of 240,000 got trained on the basics of AI and the responsible AI. This included not only employees, it included leadership, it included chairman, it included the board of directors. I think that was the top-down commitment, first of all. And then having said that, the partnerships have been an extremely great asset for us. As we started creating the learning paths, we had to really work with the partners, whether it's AWS, Microsoft, Google, IBM, everyone. I think we had to get a plethora of options of learning paths, almost like 50 plus learning paths that were rolled out to all our employees. And this kept evolving. As you kind of get trained, and you can imagine for yourself, you all graduate from various classes and higher degrees. So our employees started asking, if you have done basic, what next? So we had to get into advanced level of training. So I think very happy, again, about 50,000 of the 240,000 have got advanced certified. So what happens is, with the powerhouse of the talent that you have, next logical question is, where can they apply this knowledge? Again, I think with the help of partners like all the hyperscale partners, we created what is called a Vega Studio, which is Wipro Enterprise GenAI Studio. Think of it like a kitchen where we are trying to eat or cook our own food. So we actually started creating AI use cases for our internal use, which was very, very important. Before we go to the clients, we have to demonstrate, can it really work for us internally? So we had about 50 use cases across multiple functions, HR, marketing, sales, operations, significant use cases, and people have to get a conviction. They see these in action and they believe it. And then start working with the clients to really have use cases along with the clients. And about we have 160 already use cases in production with the clients, thanks to the great partnership that we have.
Thanks, Sanjeev. And I think love the way you kind of put it before us. I think building a safe, secure, responsible AI framework, and we will dive deep into it further. Focusing on the talent, we'll again talk about it, and then building a showcase of your use cases and then going to the market, right? So perfect. Let me move to the second part of my question. And I think, Satish, you touched upon this, so let me sort of come to you. You talked about clearly gains in productivity and how is innovation helping customers to drive projects at higher velocity, customer experiences getting much more better. Talked about the cost advantages now, which are part of the customer outcome. I think that is ramping up as we go ahead. But the promise of generative AI is also much more than this, right? Let's take healthcare for an example. We're talking about simulation of clinical trials. We're talking about solving rare diseases where we do not have large real-world data sets, right? And how can generative AI solve those problems? So there are a lot of complex problems where, from the biology world, chemistry world, or from different parts of industries, we're looking up to Gen AI to solve these problems for us, for mankind. Tell us, how are you working with your set of ecosystem of partnerships to really address these complex challenges, which are typically lying in the intersection of industry and technology?
Yeah. So, see, partnerships really unleash the collective might of the ecosystem. Tech OEMs like yourself, you bring technology and investment to the table. SIs like us, we bring the human capital, plus our unique capability, which is deep knowledge of our clients, that is enterprises, systems, processes, businesses, their business processes, and their challenges and problems. And we are able to harness the collective might of this entire ecosystem in solving real world problems. Some of the things that we have done collectively, for example, with the experience that we had gained in, either taking open source models and training on clients' data, or creating custom models within an enterprise to address some of the concerns on LLMs, or for example, the work we did with one OEM and two chip manufacturers. Basically, how do you build a software layer on top of the chips so that you can use commodity hardware? Because every workload doesn't need GPUs. Yeah. And then anyway, there's a genuine shortage. So there are ways we are innovating where we can build that software layer that you're not dependent on GPUs for everything. So we are working on that. And one of the things that we are very proud of sharing is that we have already built 4 models for our business within Infosys, and the knowledge of this is now very useful for serving our clients. Then with help like you from the tech OEMs, we have built experience zones so that enterprises can come and experience the technology, look at the expanded service offerings, and then go back with an ambition of adopting this in their business. So like this, there are many such examples where together we are able to solve problems that we have not been able to solve. And today it's very clear that there is an acceleration of AI adoption within an enterprise. With one of our clients, they had a lot of data fragmentation problem because they were growing too fast. So with the power of AI, we showed that by removing these issues preemptively, we were able to enhance their sales by about 3 million plus per month. So it not only enhanced sales, but also took away some of the operational efficiencies. So we are really solving some real world problems that we have never solved before.
Thanks, Satish. And I get the fact that you are also using our narrow transformers to kind of focus on very industry-specific problems, which is great, real-world problems. So that's really great to hear. Sanjeev, if I ask you the same thing, right? If you can talk about some of your
Yeah,
experiences.
so let me talk about a few real examples. I spoke about the Vega Studio. So for us, the framework was operate better, deliver better, and transform together. And let me explain you. Operate better is as Wipro. What do we do to leverage AI to operate better? So I think this could be resulting in employee experience. This could be resulting in productivity. This could be resulting in any other, metric. So the two examples here which I want to share, which have been very, very popular with us. One is, we are a large company with large talent like Infi. It's very important for us to democratize the talent marketplace. So what we did is we actually, and when Wipro's tagline, for those of you know, is ambitions realized. So we wanted to make sure our associates feel that we are able to allow them opportunities so they can realize their ambitions. So we launched this platform called I Aspire, where we had all the employees, update their profiles, and then we started matching everything to all the demands. And we were able to let employees know based on their aspiration, do they need a learning path to upskill themselves? Then they go to our LMS system. Do they have to change a role based on some of the criteria built into the system? Then they have a career change and rotate into other roles. So it has actually helped us in employees really feeling the transparency and the visibility of the opportunities available globally across Wipro. That was very good. The second thing was we all signed contracts, hundreds of pages with our clients. And we had a very good use case in legal, smart contract analyzer, where none of us are able to read these 100+ page documents. So the AI actually helps us extract obligations and then helps us to monitor the obligations. So it was really helpful, and these were more of operate better. If I come to deliver better and transform together with the clients, I think some of the industries, for example, in BFS, we were able to, we were looking at risk profiling, looking at fraud detection, customer service, and Wealth AI is one of the products that we have created. We're really helping advisors, to improve their productivity and offer better solutions to the clients. Coming to manufacturing, solutions like predictive maintenance, supply chain planning. So there we have a product called Inspect AI. So what we were able to do with Inspect AI is really look at some of the pipelines underwater, underground, and look at potential corrosion, leakage through AI, and have preventive mechanisms. Similarly, for flame detection, smoke detection in the factory. So these are real cases that actually folks felt the difference. In the healthcare industry, we have seen pharmacovigilance. We have been able to look at adverse incidents. We have been able to work on claims processing. We have been able to work on clinical trials, drug discovery. So multiple use cases. But all this actually needed coming together of the partners, coming together of the clients, and the talent that we have. So I think this is real, and I would say it's evolving. I think we are learning every day in this journey as we go ahead.
Thanks, Sanjeev, and very, very impressive. And it also sort of aligns well with what Satish talked about in the first part of the question, where it says that we are building a plethora of use cases and how you are building solutions and prototypes and how you are taking it to customers to solve those. So fantastic. Love to hear that. Satish, I will come back to you now again. Look, I mean, and I think we did hear some of sort of rich foresight into what is going to happen in the near or midterm future, right? We're talking about sort of a more or less confirmed convergence of, let's say, a quantum AI or generative AI, robotics at some point in time. It will be a little different world, hopefully for the better, right? We all have an optimistic view of that. But it's very important that we lay the right foundations for that world right now as we kind of build those foundations. Should be safe, should be secure, should be scalable, right? It should be built responsibly, right? On that note, I will want to come to you and understand from you, how is Infosys, and you have always been leading in terms of best practices, how are you approaching this? How are you going ahead with the responsible AI approach?
I'll give you a broad spectrum of what only we are doing and what the entire industry is doing together. So we largely work with three stakeholders. One is the industry itself, then the academia as well, and the government as well. So, and we are experimenting and exploring new guardrails and frameworks, and the experiences that we are building is being used to collectively build the standards and the guardrails for scaling this. Because AI is such a high potential technology, unlike many other technologies that we have seen in the past, there is significant amount of collective effort that we need to bring together to scale its adoption. And so, for example, the experiences that we have with responsible AI, we are open sourcing that as an AI governance toolkit. And that is being open source for the entire community to use. That is getting launched as we speak. Second, we closely work with many of the stakeholders. For example, with both NASSCOM and with World Economic Forum, we are working on AI guardrails and AI governance. With, I think, ISO, we are working on, safety of LLMs. Then we are working with UNESCO on ethical guidelines, because when it comes to ethics, there can be many hues to it. The best partner is UNESCO, where it is accepted by all parties. So like that, we are working with so many stakeholders to build some of this governance collectively. And some of this is now started to take traction in terms of adoption. For that, we are working with, for example, the Quality Institute and NASSCOM for adoption of the AI governance and standards within India. We are working with UK. There is an AI event on responsible AI tomorrow at Infosys. If folks are interested, they can join us there. And we are also working with the US and even EU as well on some of their AI guardrails initiatives around AI safety.
Great to hear, and honestly speaking, we have always looked up to both of your companies to keep the bar high, right? And keep kind of pushing it higher. So great to hear this response from you, Satish. Sanjeev, coming to you, and I'll add an element to this, trying to make it more complex for you. So talk about responsible AI, but also talk about how are you leveraging partnerships to kind of make this effective?
Yeah, sure. I think, as I said, responsible AI is the important break for us, to make sure it has a veto power in any of the AI use cases that we implement. So to begin with, we actually have a chief data privacy and responsible officer in the company. And we have a team of about 30 people who are AI governance professional certified. So I think one is we invested in the team who is aware of the regulations, aware of the nuances of AI to make sure we are getting it right. All the partners we work with, I know AWS Bedrock, your guardrails are very strong, and we can configure it for the country, for the industry, etc. A couple of things that the responsible AI team looks at, right? One is from an individual perspective. It's about people, it's about bias, it's about human dignity. It's about transparency. I think the algorithms that we use need to have the transparency. I think that's the check it goes through. When it comes to society, it's about malicious content. It's about deep fakes. It's about hate mail. We have been seeing that, I think, so the team monitors that. When it comes to country, I think Satish spoke about it, right? About the regulations. Each country has their own regulation. So we have two roles to do. One is to comply with the regulations, and second is be an advocate, active advocate working with the governments to create the policies and the framework along with that. And finally, it comes to the planet. I think all AI is high compute. It takes a lot of energy. So it's very important to really, again, work with the partner ecosystem to have sustainable green energy that is utilized and not really, kind of really burn a lot of energy in using AI. I think that's the framework that we follow for responsible AI.
Thank you, Sanjeev. I'll come to my next question and the last one. And this is an interesting one, right? Looking at the velocity of change, and you talked about it, Satish, that this is different. AI is now a life skill. It's just not a technology change. Looking at the velocity of change, there's practically a supply chain of innovation, or I may say disruption, which is now getting built or will build. managing talent, right, is different, right? It's, it's good, not so good, right? I will look up to you to answer that. But talk about how different is managing talent today, and how are you rethinking and reinvesting in this talent management? Satish, you may want to.
Yeah, I think I'll build on what the previous session covered. After invention, you have to really focus on innovation and diffusion. And the reason why I'm saying this is, if you have to unleash the power of AI, you really have to enable workforce with the capabilities so that it can be used in work, and you have to give workplace capabilities. So one of the things that we did, which worked very well for us, was don't look at AI as an elite technology. So there was always a bunch of people who were working in the labs, but our fundamental approach was to diffuse AI and democratize this across the entire organization so that everybody looks at AI in 3 layers or 3 tiers. In tier 1, like us as consumers, we being aware of AI and what it can, how it can help us. So the AI awareness, so that as consumers of AI, where we understand the power of AI. Next level of tier of enablement is to teach people how to integrate AI into their work so that they can become more productive and more amplified, so that they can deliver faster, better than ever before. And third, of course, as you build experience, and the key competitiveness of our industry is to build a tremendous volume of capacity for AI masters, the guys who really build models, train them, safeguard them, and secure them. So we look at AI in these 3 tiers in terms of diffusing this capability across the organization. And we really have to do it because this has got so much amount of potential. We have to lead the way in not only transforming the workforce that we have today, but also paving the way for onboarding the talent of future to an AI-first era.
Sanjeev?
Yeah, very quickly, I know we are running over time. So first of all, for us, it is very important for letting employees know and feel that AI is not there to take away their jobs. AI is definitely there to help augment their jobs and help them do better, the thinking part, the take away the transactional part. So having said that, what we do is, and AI is not just for AI practice, right? AI is for every employee, whichever role you are, including myself. So what we did was 3 things: mindset, skill set, and tool set. Let me explain that. Mindset is when you come into your office, do you have a mindset of AI first? Which means, are you experiencing AI in the workplace as an employee? So people like, for example, if you want to get your pay slip, if you want to submit your claims, are you feeling that AI is being used, or are you still using the old way and we're expecting you to follow AI, right? So one is make sure the employee experience is any query resolution, anything that employee has is actually AI powered, one. Coming to skill set, I spoke about the learning paths, created the learning paths, keep evolving based on AWS will come out with a new tool and a Bedrock SageMaker and Amazon Q, and we'll follow that. We will continue to take it. Microsoft comes with GitHub Copilot, M365 Copilot, welcome. We have Google Code Assist. So we kind of embrace all the skill sets that are available to get our employees, upskilled on this. And we keep telling employees, skill is the only currency. I think it does not matter which role you are, which degree you have, but ultimately you have to be constantly upskilled. Finally, on tool set, it's very important to give employees the tools and the playground to play with the tools that they have. We have mandated use of AI-powered tools and made it easy for employees to leverage them. So I think this is helping us to build a culture where people start seeing AI as an ally, AI as a friend. Of course, there are discussions on is it resulting in ROI and productivity. I think we are far away from there right now. I think right now the intent is drive usage, drive comfortable friendliness with AI, and build a population which actually loves, embraces AI as we go ahead.
Thanks, Sanjeev. And in many ways, I think both of you have been very pivotal in shaping the tech talent landscape in this country. Again, you continue to raise the bar there. With this, we come to the end of our conversation. It's been a wonderful experience talking to you guys. Hope we all enjoyed this conversation. Thank you, Satish, Sanjeev.
Thank you.
Thank you.